Gary Santanello, New York Times. Drew, how'd you get open to be in position to take that pass from Jordan?
I don't really think I did anything special. I was kind of just supporting them, being a good F3, and then Jordan obviously saw me, made a great play, bang bang.
Dave Souza, WTV Sports. Drew, you've had goals in the past 2 games here and have really turned things on offensively as of late. What's kind of gone into this kind of scoring explosion you've had recently?
Well, I play with 2 great players, so that definitely helps out. Puts me in a lot of spots where I can score. But obviously, I think this game's a lot about confidence, and I'm starting to build some at the right time right now.
Thank you. John Powers for Jake. Coach Lehman was here and talked about you guys needing to win the tournament to be able to keep playing. He described you guys as a hungry animal, if you will. Can you talk about what the mindset was? I mean, you played up until the empty net goal, 4 straight 1-goal games to be able to win this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously everyone in the room knew what position we were in, and it was do or die for our team. So I know not one guy in that room wanted our season to end tonight, and we showed it. We're the more desperate team, and just really proud of all the guys.
Thank you. Drew, Jim Conley from U.S. College Hockey Line. Could you maybe give us the anatomy of how you got to BU from RPI, the phone calls that had to be made, the way you got there?
Sure. Yeah, so I was probably planning on leaving RPI right early in my junior year. Things weren't working out, but I didn't know where I was going to go, obviously. So I graduated on time at the end of my junior year, and I just started to reach out a little bit after RPI released me, and I found a home here.
No offense, you graduated a year early after your junior year. I mean,
that's
not something everybody does.
Well, I'm pretty smart.
Matthew Martin, Daily Free Press. Brandon, you were on this team in 2015 that Providence beat to win the national championship. Is there any extra special beating them tonight?
Yeah, it definitely feels like a little bit of redemption, especially playing at TD Garden. It's obviously a special thing to go out there and win a championship, but to kind of feel like, we kind of slayed our demons a little bit. For the senior class, at least, it felt like outstanding, and I couldn't be happier for the guys out there, for them to get to experience winning a championship here, because it's something pretty special and something that you'll remember for the rest of your life.
Brandon, they put up 18 shots in the first period. What changed between the first and the second defensively for you guys to kind of lock it down?
I think it was more of a transition game, because we defended well in the first period. We kind of kept them to the outside, but then we were pretty sloppy with the puck. Like when we could have carried it in, we were dumping it in and kind of giving them the puck. But second period, we started using our legs and driving them wide and kind of getting a little bit more offensive time. So I think that kind of translated to them getting a little bit less shots as the game went on. And we started to control the game there, and we're a big puck possession team, so that was something that second and third periods we started to gain a little more confidence with the puck, making smarter plays, making easy outs, and moving our feet too, and it really worked out for us.
Chris Lynch with Inside Hockey. Brandon, being on that team in 2015 that won the Hockey East Championship here, being a part of 2 of these teams now, does it feel different winning it as a freshman, winning it as a senior? There big differences between the 2 teams in the situations?
Yeah, obviously the situations were a little bit different. We kind of knew our fate going into the tournament, or going into the finals of my freshman year, but this year we're kind of playing with our backs against the wall, and it makes it a little bit more special. Being a senior and having it be your last chance at this sort of thing. As a freshman, you're obviously pretty excited about it, but you're a little bit naive. You think you're going to get back to the championship every year, and obviously Hockey East is an amazing league. It's very, very competitive, and that was showed throughout the tournament. Obviously a ton of 1-goal games, and then really close nail biter again tonight. So having the last crack at it, to be able to go our way is something pretty special, and something that I couldn't ask for more.
Scott McLaughlin, WEI. Brandon, it definitely looks like you guys are playing your best hockey this season right now. What do you think's been going right lately that maybe wasn't, a couple months ago?
I think a lot of confidence. You know, we came back after break, and I think the break kind of happened at the right time for us. We came off a really big win against Lowell, and kind of everyone went home, got to regroup. Guys went to the World Juniors, gained some confidence there. Then we were healthy too. Everyone, like, we were hurt a little bit in the first half. Guys were missing games, so the team was a little bit disheveled. And you know, now we're all just clicking. Everyone's playing their game. Everyone's doing exactly what they need to be doing. Not anything more, not anything less. Everyone just goes out there and does what they're supposed to do, night in, night out. And you know, we're playing a simple game too. I think maybe a little bit in the first half we were trying to make really nice plays and kind of score fancy goals. Now it's just get to the net, get bodies to the net, and that's how we're being rewarded for that.
Take one more for the players if it's there. All right, thanks guys. You can head back to the locker room. Appreciate it. Coach, if you wouldn't mind just starting us off with an opening statement.
Yeah, Drew Melanson isn't that smart.
Questions for Coach.
Well, just you know, I can't really put into words how good I feel for our players and our school, and you know, it's been a tale of two seasons really for us. You know, the first half, you know, at one point last time we played Providence, we were 8-11-1 when we tied them, and it looked like there was really not a lot of hope. And we just started getting better goaltending. Our D-corps started playing better. Our freshmen started to emerge a little bit more, and it just started snowballing. And you know, we kept at it. We didn't look at the big picture. We just took every game as it was on the schedule, and just were dialed in. And you know, it's to have our backs against the wall coming into this tournament. I think it was our 9th for the school, or 10th. I don't know. 9th. Was fortunate enough to play in the first one in '86. Fortunate enough to be here for a couple as an assistant, and obviously in '15. But it was the first time that we had to win this thing to get in the national tournament, and I think that makes this one a little bit more special than the others. And you know, what had to go into it, and the adversity we faced, and the path that we created for ourselves, just says an awful lot about the guys in the locker room. And it's such a great group to coach. They care for each other. They come to the rink and give their all every day. And you know, tonight, obviously the first period didn't go the way we wanted. I thought we were a little bit nervous, to be honest with you. And then, you know, all of a sudden the second period started, as Brandon alluded to. We started actually possessing the puck, and you know, watching some of the clips in between the first and second, and we're chipping and chasing when we've got plenty of time. And I thought we settled down a little bit, and once, you know, we had a couple of good shifts, I just thought it snowballed. And you know, as Brandon said, we played a great defensive first period. I mean, we were in our end a lot, and we kept things on the perimeter. We were physical. They got a shot. There wasn't a second one, and you know, Jake obviously made some big saves when he had to, and it allowed us to kind of get our wits about us. And I thought played two really good periods. You know, the second and third period, I thought we played really well, and we really played smart when we got up 1-0.
Chris Boulay, College Hockey News. Coach, can you just talk about Melanson's leadership during the second half of the season, as well as how his plays improved over the course of the year?
Yeah, well, in the first half, I probably had him out of position. You know, we had him in the middle. You know, when we lost Jacob Forsberger-Carlson, we were kind of hurting for centers, and when Drew came on board, I asked him, you know, has he ever played center before? And of course, the kid's never going to say no. He says yes, so I put him there, and he just didn't look comfortable. And then, you know, with his speed, I think he complements Greeny and Brady really well, especially when Harper was done for the year. You know, Drew has been somewhat of a productive offensive player in college hockey, and you know, I wanted to give him a little confidence, and I just thought that he'd be a great compliment to those two guys, and he just keeps getting better and better and better. And I wish we had him for more than 1 year. He's been a big-time player for us in the playoffs. He plays hard, he's fast, he's got some good skill, and he's a great teammate. And we're lucky to have him.
Thanks, Jim Conley from USCHO. David, I think Brandon just said something about how you guys simplified things, that there wasn't about the flashy goals as the season went on. How much did that play a part in the success you guys have had down the stretch?
A lot. And, you know, we're very fortunate with the players we get. You know, Albie O'Connell and Scott Young and Steve Greeley and Buddy Powers, and these guys have done such a great job recruiting that, you know, we've got guys that are drafted and World Junior candidates and Olympic candidates. So, you know, I think, you know, just with society today, you know, with the internet and, you know, the media attention and social media, there's just so much going on in these kids' heads, and I think sometimes they go out there and they try to do too much. And you know, I thought as the season went on, we really started understanding what we needed to do to be successful. And once we started having some success playing a particular way, I think they thought, well, wow, this is working. Maybe we should keep trying this. And you know, don't underestimate Jake Ottinger. You know, I think Jake would be the first to tell you he didn't have a great first half. And it's not easy being a first-round draft pick, wanting to play in the World Junior team, and you know, the pressure's real. The pressure's real, and everyone's asking me, how's Jake doing? Is he going to be okay? I said, well, let's see how he reacts when he turns 19 in December. And I think sometimes people forget how young these kids are. So I couldn't be, he's an unbelievable kid. I don't know if I've ever seen a goalie as well liked as him, and I am so excited that he was MVP of this tournament.
Brian, thanks for sure, sorry. Just, was there a moment when that happened, when there was the simplification of the game? Did you find a moment in the season?
No, I thought it was gradually happening. I thought after we lost to Maine in the first game back, when all the guys came, I made a colossal mistake on January 6th when, you know, all the World Junior guys came back, and I played them in that game, and I never should have done that. And we lost 3-0 to Maine, and we were reeling. And I think the next Friday we went up to play New Hampshire. We beat New Hampshire, and then Providence came into our building, and we played really well. And our power, we hadn't had a team practice since December 9th because all those guys were gone for the World Juniors. We played the game against Maine without any practice time as a team. I gave them 3 days off. We actually had a team practice the Thursday before we played UNH. First time since December 7th or 8th. And beat New Hampshire, played Providence, 2-2 tie. We're very inept on the power play because we